Good morning, everyone. I am your science teacher, Miss Nishtha Batrachok. Today, we are studying chapter number 14, Basva's Farm. In this chapter, it is a story about a farmer and a son whose name is Basva and his father is a farmer. They live in Belvanika village in Karnataka, and in every year in the month of July they prepare the field of onion, and these onions are to be prepared to grow and to take out the onion bulbs and sell it in the market. Appa is preparing the field and sowing the crops, and it will help, and Basva wants to help to Appa in sowing the crops. Appa is using a kunti, which is a tool used to dig the soil, loosen it, and make it soft so that the soil becomes open and we can put the seeds inside it. If you can see in the picture, the appa is using kunti, which is an iron rod. Okay. This lesson talks about the process of cultivation of onion crops. And for example, children, you should be encouraged and find out what are the different process of growing a crop. There are different process, and this has been distributed among some steps of farming. First step is sowing the seeds. This year, Appa is sowing the seeds of onion, and he used bullock carts for sowing the seeds. He used courage to pull the crops. Courage is basically a tool of with the help of bullock carts, and Basva is watching his father to spreading the seeds in the field. Spreading of seeds in the field is called as sprinkling the seeds, and Basva also wants to do that, but his father stops him by doing this because it is important to distribute the seeds at proper amount and at proper distance. It is very important that to drop the right amount of seeds at regular distance so the seeds can grow much faster and properly. Now, after 20 days, it has been seen that the onions plants are sprouting. That means the onion plants are growing up, and we can see that aside of onions plant, there are weeds. What are weeds? Weeds are basically the unwanted plants which grow near our crops, and they take out all the minerals, fertilizers from our plants, which is not good for our crops. Appa says that it is very important to remove the weeds because they will take up all the water and fertilizers of the plants, and our onion plants will not be healthy. So Appa and uncle and I have started to take out the weeds, and now it's time to cut the plants because we can see that the onion plants have turned yellow and they are drying up, which is the signal of the crop that the onions are ready and it is ready to taken out. Now for the few days Bhaswa will not go to school because they all are busy in cutting the onions out of the field, and it will take a time to do it. Everyone at home start taking out the onions like Bhasva, Amma, Auntie, Uncle and Appa. Now, it is important to cut the crops at right time and do not waste any of the crop because it will cost a high price. Everyone is happy because their onions are very big and healthy. Now, when Amma takes all the onions at home, they started using a tool called illage. Illage is a sharp tool which is to be used very carefully because it can cut the fingers, and it is used to cut the dry leaves from the top of the onions. As we all know that onion looks like a bulb shape, so the above part is to be cut out because the onions are grown inside the ground. So Appa will take out the sacks and onions will be put in that sacks and taken to the market. Cultivation of onion. The onion is one of the most important commercial vegetable crop. As you can see, onion is in demand in worldwide, and it is a bulb like structure. Okay, the bulb of onion consists of swollen bases of green foliage leaves and fleshy scales. It is very famous in Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, and Punjab because these states use onion a lot. Now, the onions are grown on various soil like sandy soil, silky loam, and deep variable soils are the best suited for the onion crops, and they require 5 to 6 plowing. That means they require 5 to 6 times of sowing the seeds. They required digging of the soils properly so that the onion seeds are made. Okay, if you can see the picture, it is written that in an area 10 to 12 kg of seeds require per hour. Like Kharif is there are two seasons, that is Kharif and Rabi, and in these season the onion crops are grown. Now, the last steps of the cropping is harvesting, curing field, and storage. Harvesting is basically cutting the seeds, cutting the crops, and bringing out the onions out of it. Curing field and storage. Now the thing becomes that we have to store the crops properly. If we will not store the crops, then the crops will dry up and they will wash out. So it is important to pack it up properly and send it to the market, which the appa is doing. The onion bulbs reach to its maturity. What is the indication when the onion plants are ready to be cut out? It becomes the onion bulb shape, and its leaves start turning yellow. If you can see the picture, it is starting turning yellow, which means that the onion are ready and they are matured means they are ready to be taken out. Time of harvesting is the season is basically very important, and it tells about the market price and the condition of the crop. हार्वेस्टिंग जैसी फार्मिंग होगी उस पर डिपेंड करेगा कि आपके क्रॉप का प्राइस क्या रहेगा. After harvesting is done, it is important to store the onions and take it out for the market and use trucks and all to reach to the market. Appa is ready to take out all the onions and store it in the sacks and take it to the market to sell it to earn money. Okay, class, I hope the chapter is clear to you and you all are know this chapter contains few steps of farming. Let us repeat these few steps. The first step is preparing the soil. Second step is sowing the seeds. Third step is cutting the weeds. Fourth is harvesting. And fifth is taking out the onions. And the last one is collecting and packaging the onions. So the 6 steps of farming are very important to us. I hope you understand this chapter. Thank you.